Hello and welcome to the Ecological Delve. Where we will be taking a closer look into the world of Monster Hunter. Whether you have never heard of this world, you are just starting out on your adventure, or even if you are a seasoned veteran, all are welcome to join me as we take a delve. Now, what we have here is...
Hey.
The Pukei-Pukei.
Well, you were right. There's our mark.
In this episode, we delve into a bird wyvern that actually flies, as well as introduces hunters to several mechanics that they have not seen up to this point. More on those in a minute. In the beginning, I thought the Pukei-Pukei was just, pretty neat.
You missed! How could you miss?
As time went on, it began to grow on me more and more. Mainly for how many barriers it breaks down, one of which, oddly enough, being the language barrier. Because the native pronunciation is essentially the same thing, except for us, they threw in an extra I at the end because I guess puke just isn't as elegant.
Pukei-Pukei. Puke.
They are very territorial creatures and have little qualms about attacking hunters and smaller monsters on sight.
Listen to me. Stay in your personal sphere.
However, they will take a page out of Kulu's book and just dip out around larger ones. Although they may cower before anything slightly taller than themselves, this primarily stems from their more strategic approach to life. The Pukei-Pukei is the first monster a fresh hunter will see in the new world that has adapted to its surroundings in such a complex way.
That's nasty.
Not just living in an ecosystem, but using that environment to further its needs. For example, it will consume scatternuts when threatened to use as projectiles against hunters and other monsters. Which I consider to be borderline disrespectful because I saw those first, damn it! This is the first monster to introduce hunters to one of the 5 primary ailments in the New World, that being poison. This bird wyvern possesses poisonous toxins in its body that were likely gained early in its evolutionary development as a means of defense towards not being eaten. But over time, the Pukei-Pukei has learned to turn his defensive trait into an offensive tool, and will spit on any creature or thing it deems to not have an adequate amount of toxins on it.
Oiga, señor, que estoy hablando con usted, no me dé la espalda, hombre. ¿Qué pasa en su corral? Zapatero, ¿qué opina usted del gobierno de Zapatero? Pues igual que yo. ¿Y qué opina usted? ¿Qué opina usted?
In fact, when it comes to poison with the Pukei-Pukei, it is very much like myself in regards to Tony Chachere's original Creole seasoning, or La Salsa Picante Mexicana Valentina, because there can just never be too much. Let me get an amen in the comment section. In order to fuel this one creature war campaign to cover the entire world in toxicity, the Pukei-Pukei will utilize a plant called the poison cups. These pitcher plants contain a large quantity of poisonous fluid that the Pukei-Pukei gobbles up with its disgusting tongue. How long of a tongue could you possibly need? Or stores in its lower jaw like some kind of country bumpkin packing a fat lip in the high school parking lot, talking about how I love my truck more than Jesus or my mama.
You need to stop everything.
And worst of all, he will put it in his tail and just go all over the place. Oh, it's so freaking gross. I recommend trying to pop those poison plant pimples right as he approaches them. This will prevent him from obtaining more purple juice to use against you, and will even poison him right back. Still, it is encouraged that hunters bring a full stack of antidotes. and I highly recommend making some herbal medicines. They are consumed faster than antidotes, and will heal you slightly as well as cure your poison, especially if you are running a wide range build, because while they almost never actually thank you for keeping them alive, I'm sure your fellow hunters appreciate you, subconsciously, at least a little bit. Now, time to talk about those mechanics I mentioned earlier, and some of you other hunters already know what's coming. It's time to start breaking some things.
What did the 5 fingers say to the face? What?
There are 4 main parts up for the breaking, for research purposes, of course. The head, back, wings, and tail.
Here you are all equally worthless.
Yeah, boy.
With the back being the only part that isn't a weak point. The back is the hardest to break, but if you can manage it, it will lead to more flinches and even some more stuns. Breaking the wings can cause a reduction in mobility, but you have to break both of them, so it's generally #not worth. The best bangs for your bucks are the head and tail. Snapping its neck, breaking its head, will lead to more frequent stuns as well as hinder its ability to spit poison. However, there is nothing that can be done about that tongue, so try as hard as you want, but you will get licked. And finally, the creme de la creme, severing that disgusting tail.
I had to speak about the tail not falling off, and there it goes.
This will lead to a less lethal spinning attack, and more importantly, prevent the Pukei-Pukei from spewing poison everywhere. It's so gross. Now, I know it seems I've been ragging on the Puke pretty harshly, even though he's kinda disgusting and his instant aggression is super frustrating while I'm trying to capture footage.
I will never stop killing you!
But it is objectively a great way of introducing hunters to some more advanced styles of hunting. And subjectively, one of the best looking monsters in the New World, from its bright, vibrant yellow eyes to the way its feathers and scales will turn color based on whether it's calm, angry, or hurt. There are definitely some more fancy monsters in the New World, but early on, this one is quite the spectacle. Top 10 at least. It is for these 2 reasons I'd say that Pukei-Pukei is truly something special. I have been your host, Kanani96. This has been the Ecological Delve. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, tell all your friends, and stay tuned for the next episode.
Sir, with respect, what the hell are you doing?